I'm Dr. Ali Mattu. Can psychology help you create a more romantic date? Oh yeah, it can. Welcome to the Psych Show. Valentine's Day is this week. There's a lot we could talk about when it comes to the psychology of romance. Like how opposites don't attract, why we prefer people who are similar to us, how genetic diversity makes us beautiful, and how we break all of these rules because we're too nice to end unhappy relationships. All that stuff's super interesting, but I want to give you something practical to use on February 14th. First, I have to tell you about the infamous bridge study from social psychology. Back in 1974, psychologists Arthur Aaron and Donald Dutton created an experiment about physiological arousal. You know, heavy breathing, sweating, increased heart rate, all the stuff that happens to you when adrenaline is pumped into your body. They had a group of male participants walk onto a bridge, meet an interviewer, complete a small task, and at the end of that task, the interviewer gave the participants their phone number and said, "Call me if you ever want to." Here's where things get really interesting. Some of the participants walked onto a steady and stable bridge. Others walked onto a unsteady, rickety, scary bridge. Some encountered a male interviewer, while others encountered a female interviewer. The real goal of the experiment was to see if the increased arousal from walking on that scary bridge would lead the participants to be more attracted to the interviewer and therefore more likely to call them and ask them out on a date. What happened? The men who walked on that scary bridge were much more likely to call the female interviewer than the men who walked on the non-scary bridge. Very few men called male interviewers at all. So what's going on here? Misattribution of arousal. Being on the scary bridge got blood pumping in the body, but when the male participants saw the attractive female interviewer, they thought the changes in their body were the result of seeing this attractive person, not being on the scary bridge. Now, there are a lot of problems with this study. It didn't have that many people in it, and it totally assumes heterosexuality. But this finding has been replicated many times in better designed experiments using roller coasters, intense movies, and even exercise. What does it all mean? Emotions aren't just things that happen to us. Sure, what goes on in the environment changes what goes on inside our bodies, but how we think about these changes influences the emotion we end up experiencing. I see this all the time when I treat anxiety disorders. Sometimes people have too much caffeine, their heart starts to race, they don't know why their heart is beating so quickly. It gets really scary, and that can lead some to develop a panic attack. A big part of my treatment is to help people become comfortable with these physiological sensations no matter what their cause. I also help people understand that misattribution of arousal happens all the time, and physiological experiences are common to all sorts of different emotions. Take anxiety and excitement, for example. The physiological changes that happen in your body are almost identical. The difference is how you think about the situation. How does this relate to Valentine's Day? When you're on a date that involves some type of activity that gets your heart going, there's a good chance you're gonna find the other person more attractive. Now, this isn't a love potion. It's not gonna create attraction where none exists, but it will amplify the attraction that's already there. The trick is to find an activity that you both enjoy and gets both of your hearts racing. Some couples might enjoy going to a theme park. Others will want to go to a scary movie, while some are going to prefer exploring a new part of town, going out dancing, or maybe even going on a hike. What gets my heart racing? Checking out new brunch places with my wife. Oh man, I love that sweet and savory goodness. Oh my gosh, we're such fat hobbitses. Watch out for something psychologists call habituation. Basically, the more you experience something, the less your body responds to it. Sure, walking across that scary bridge is really intense the first time around, but if you do it 10 times in a row, it's gonna get boring. Habituation is what makes every anxiety disorder treatment possible, but it's also the enemy of dating. The more you do the same stuff over and over again, the more stale your relationship is going to feel. To build up attraction in your relationship, try doing something new. This is why a lot of couples love going on vacations together. Being in a new place and experiencing new things gets your arousal going, and it's probably going to rebuild some of that attraction. What are your favorite things to do on a date? Let me know in the comments below. Click on my box of chocolates to subscribe and get more psychology.